undisclosed location somewhere close to Gotham City for you numbnuts in the National Security Agency. And as of today, we hear where you're injecting yourselves into the world of video games and going after all these people that are online playing World of Warcraft. That's right, Obama's YouTubers, the ones that Obama told that they were children that are 26 years old. And now they're all in grandma and mom and dad's basement playing World of Warcraft and Minecraft and Grand Theft Auto, and you're spying on them. Well, for your YouTubers that don't remember this, it was people like me that were sounding the alarm bells about the National Security Agency. And all I can say is, see, we told you so. And just so we get this across, the NSA may be listening in on us, but you damn well better bet that we are keeping an eye on them. Now, to my point today about the funeral of that great humanitarian leader, Nelson Mandela. That's right. Now, I have to admit, I was swept up in all the glad tidings about Nelson Mandela. And to be quite honest with you, when I heard he was the guy that ended apartheid, he did great civil rights thing when he got to be president of South Africa, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's wonderful stuff. But even then, I was all upset about what was going on with comparing the current crackhead-in-chief that we have here in Washington with him. And I was drawn by the comparisons thereof and therein, like how Mandela brought races together, and our president does nothing but exploit races. And how this man was a man of the people, and blah, 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 what a great guy Mandela was. And they were all trying to compare this guy to Obama, which was almost ludicrous. You know, absolutely ludicrous to even think that even if Mandela was a saint, that you're going to compare Obama to this guy. But what happened in the last few days is all of a sudden I have found out some things about Nelson Mandela and everybody singing his praises that might be worth pointing out. And one of those things I find out that Nelson Mandela actually was about as anti-American as you could get. Imagine that. What it turns out that this guy, this Saint Mandela himself, is nothing but a damn Afro-Leninist communist. And I'll prove it. And he has said some incredible things about this country, the United States of America. That's right. He once told a woman's forum that George Bush invaded Iraq to, quote unquote, just to get their oil. And that was ludicrous in itself, because Iraq only produces 5% of the world's oil. And if we really wanted to just take over a country and take over their oil, we could have very easily have thrown the royal family out of Kuwait. The first little problem we had with Iraq, when they ran into Kuwait, that first George Bush sent in the troops, we could have very easily just taken over that country and taken their oil. And they produce a lot more of it than Iraq ever hoped to. So the logic was just absolutely wrong to begin with. But because Nelson Mandela said it, we have to just take him at face value. Not to mention the fact that we could get all the oil we wanted to in this country if we chose to do it. But because the damn communist Leninists run this government, we're not allowed to drill for oil in this country. We don't even need foreign oil. But the damn Afro-Leninist communists that run this country won't let us go get it, so we're basically screwed. But even with that being said, we could have very easily strong-armed the Venezuelans when Hugo Chavez was running the show and just take over their oil if we wanted to. They got more oil than Iraq does. None of this stuff that this guy said about Iraqi oil made any sense at all. But because Nelson Mandela says it, we just have to take it as the truth. But now, listen to what this sainted Nelson Mandela said about this country. This is a direct quote. If there is a country in the world that has committed unspeakable atrocities in the world, it is the United States of America, end quotation. So Nelson Mandela says the United States of America is going around all over the country committing atrocities. What atrocities? What atrocities does he know of? What is he going to back it up with? Well, of course, he's dead now, so he won't ever have to explain this to the world and the American people. So we just have to live with it. Or do we? Now, what I want to know is, if we're committing all these atrocities, then please explain to me what happened in World War II. That's right, when the Holocaust was going on. Who was it that came in and stopped the Holocaust? Was it the United States of America, or was it South Africa? Who did it? Who has the military might to do such things? Is it the United States of America or South Africa? The United States of America is a force of good in this world. It always has been, and it always will be. And Nelson Mandela should be thankful that the United States of America exists to stop atrocities that are being committed. We're not committing any atrocities. That's utter nonsense. Just look at what happened even with our commander-in-chief, or lack thereof, and that little thing that he blundered into in Syria. Part of the reason that he went into Syria, or was going to go into Syria, was to stop atrocities. Part of the reason he took military action in Libya was to do what? That would be stop atrocities, which are good motives. Now, true, in Syria, he basically blundered into it and almost got us involved in a war, but when the real leader of the free world, Vladimir Putin, came to our aid and basically saved Obama's bacon. But the idea of trying to stop atrocities being committed by that worthless dictator in Syria was a good motive. So you explain to me, all you lovers of Nelson Mandela, who is it that really is a force for good, and who is it that goes around stopping these atrocities? Hell, even that worthless Bill Clinton was Slobodan Milosevic over in the Balkans, or wherever the hell that was. Even those motives were worthwhile. And we're talking about Bill Clinton, for Christ's sake. Now, it doesn't make any difference that he bombed an aspirin factory just to get a point across. But the motives and the intentions were good nonetheless. And it makes you supporters of Mandela can basically just kiss my white American ass. And that's just all there is to it, because I'm sick of listening to this nonsense, this communist nonsense. Now, on the other side of the coin, let's talk about the Saint Nelson Mandela, who he really approves of, people that he approves of. Well, let's see. He approves of the Castros in Cuba. That's right. Raul and Fidel. He loves them. He was singing the praises of the communist revolution, despite the fact that these communists have killed thousands upon thousands of people, and thousands upon thousands of people of all countries are locked in their gulags even as we speak. And Mandela was singing their praises from the highest yard arms. What great people the Castros were, and supporting their revolution. This man was nothing but a damn communist, and I am not going to sit here and let these damn leftists that are on there right now sing this guy's praises just because the skin color is exactly the same as our worthless president. And as I said in my last video, for you people that don't understand me or how I think, I am not going to let these damn communists and these left-wing wackos get away with this nonsense without some rebuttal and some other point of view, because I am not going to let Nelson Mandela, Pope Francis the magnanimous one, or any of these damn communists badmouth my country when I know I'm right and they're wrong. And I will always stand for freedom and the American way, which is exactly the way that it should be. Until next time, this is your favorite capitalist and non-communist and supporter of human rights and dignity in the true spirit of the American way, which is the right way. Saying this to you now, over and out.